Give me a minute and let's talk about the Russian ruble, which we've talked about before. But the Russian ruble has essentially been stable for almost a year. Because, of course, as we have discussed on this channel, the Russian central bank has put into place currency controls. Russian citizens can't hold US dollars. They're forced to convert them to rubles, right? The central bank itself has been in the market buying rubles in order to stabilize the price, creating an artificial demand. And now they have been unable to continue doing that. And we want to take a look at what the implications of that are. So they've been propping up the ruble for 2 years, since the beginning of the war. And you can see it in this chart here. Well, hang on. This chart is the 20-year chart. And I want to start with this just to give you a sense of how the ruble's been trending over the last 2 decades. And you can see up until the invasion of Crimea, it was at a pretty steady 45, almost 50 rubles to the dollar, right? But very stable, very steady, about half the value of a dollar. Then we hit the Crimean invasion, the illegal annexation of Crimea, and then the invasion of the Donbass, and then we get sanctions, continued isolation of Russia. They get dropped from the G8, right? And then you can see all the way over there, see that spike where the ruble just falls apart to 120, 25 to the dollar? That is the full-scale invasion right there. Now, if we take a look, immediately after the full-scale invasion, to stabilize the price, the central bank steps in. And it stabilized it pretty well for a while. And then the oil sanctions kicked in. And bang, it goes to 100. Now again, what happens next? Artificial price controls, artificial currency controls, stabilize it for a while. But since the Kursk invasion, it's lost about 8% of its value. So we're seeing the deterioration. Again, the central bank has stopped buying rubles. They can no longer afford to support their own currency. Faith in the Kremlin and the Russian government is at an all-time low internationally and apparently among the population. And we're seeing the erosion of the ruble.